Hi, I'm Harez. I'm a final year master student in chemical engineering at UCL, and this is Lepas Sekolah.
So, Harish, where did you go to secondary school?
I did my secondary school in SM Science Tuanku Munawir, which is known as SASER, and it's in Seremban.
That's an all boys school, isn't it?
Yeah,
What did you do in high school, academic wise, for SPM?
I took the science stream, the normal 9 subjects with maths, biology, physics, and chemistry.
And how did you do for SPM?
So Alhamdulillah, I got 8A plus and 1A.
And how did you do so well in SPM?
I believe that every people that learns about the topic, it's better for them to teach others because that will keep any points that they're reading or maybe they're revising in mind. Like it will get locked inside their mind.
So, did you also teach people when you were in high school?
Yeah, in SASER, I was like a mentor in some of the subjects like biology, maths, physics, and also chemistry.
And so, what did you do as a mentor?
So what I did was that I helped some of my friends at school, and also sometimes I got called out to teach others from other schools nearby in Seremban.
I see. And what would you say was your fondest memory in Sasser?
That I really made good friends that I cherish till now, and those are the friends that I think it's hard to get in the future. Because like let's say if you are in a boarding school, you live together with your friends, you share some good moments. Every evenings you play football. Yeah, I think that builds the connection between us.
If you were to give an advice to someone who's looking to make the best of their time in Sasser, what would you say to them?
I mean, to make the best of their time, not necessarily in SASER, in their own school, probably. Yeah, just enjoy your moment with your friends, study together, have your evenings together, like playing sports, don't just be alone.
Besides making friends and cherishing the bonds that you make in high school, what kind of advice would you give to them to succeed career wise and professionally?
I think you guys should hold on to this one phrase where every excuse you make is someone else's opportunity to get ahead of you. No, never make excuses because, like, if you want to succeed, you want to succeed.
What was your ambition growing up?
I wanted to be a Formula One driver, to be honest. And then eventually, when I started learning, I mean, like, it's not viable in Malaysia. I mean, you need to have like a lot of money to get into that track. After I started like studying and stuff, I can see that I'm good in logical reasonings and logical thinking things. So that's why I decided to pursue my career in engineering or even my studies in engineering.
So, your biggest factor in deciding to do engineering was your personal strengths? Is that right?
Yeah, was my personal strengths.
Is that the same advice you would give to someone considering their course of study right now?
Yes, definitely. I mean, if you want to pursue your studies or maybe if you want to move forward, just do what you like. Sometimes some of us, might be forced with our parents or maybe might just follow like the path that our friends take. But let's think straight and let's think about what you like. Because like when you like what you do, you'll definitely do better in it. Like you can see the path clearer.
Haris, what advice would you give someone who is currently in high school right now?
The most important thing is you make connections, in high school. Like let's say you make good friends in high school because it is really easy. You can study together, you can play sports together, and also you might not know like what will they be in the future. They might be someone. They will help you in the future.
Can you contextualize that advice? How has someone you made friends with in high school has helped you like after high school?
Like I've made friends with some of my seniors and they have made my journey ease in applying scholarships and also applying to universities abroad. They showed me the path, like let's say which website to go on, which one is true and which one is not. If you want to apply to abroad universities through UCAS, right? And scholarships through some platforms, some links.
Haris, you did really well for SPM. So did you get a scholarship?
So the scholarships that I got was, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Petronas, TNB, Kazana, and also Mara.
Well, those were really good scholarships. Why did you choose Mara?
Okay, I don't really care about the incentives that I got, the repayment that I have to pay after I finish my studies. But what I care the most is the bond. So bond is basically like let's say you got a scholarship with Petronas. Yeah, after you finish your studies, you need to come back to Malaysia and work for them within like let's say 5 years if they put that amount. And then maybe if you want to move to another company, yeah, you can go after the 5 year.
And does Mara have no bond?
Yeah, Mara has no bond. That's why I took it because I just wanted to explore my options. I'm not saying that having a no bond, let's say I don't want to work in Malaysia. I want to work in Malaysia because like my goal is to build a family in Malaysia. So I just wanted to start in a different place because like I just wanted to collect experience. I believe that everyone needs to collect experiences when they're young, when they don't have a family.
You've done really well. You've gotten very good scholarships. Can you tell us how did you do so well in your scholarship applications?
Okay, it's not that you have to be extremely stellar in speaking English. Even me myself, I don't speak English like a native person, but just be yourself in speaking, you know, just talk about real experiences. Yeah, never lie about your journeys when you talk about them.
Harez, you said to be yourself in a scholarship interview and application. Can you tell us what that means?
Firstly, you don't have to be scared about the panels. Talk about your real life experiences, like what you do, what are you doing, what you want to do. Why do I say you don't have to be scared? Because like it's normal, you know, to have stage fright, but then just look at them as like your friend who's just asking you questions like a normal day, you know. I don't think you do care about what they think about you. You just want to get the offer, right?
Where did you go for pre-university and what did you do?
So because I'm a Mara scholar, so I went to one of the college Maras, so which is in KMB, College Mara Banting, and I did A levels in engineering. So basically in engineering you have to take three major subjects, which are chemistry, physics, and also mathematics.
How was studying those science subjects in A levels?
A levels is, I mean, like the way of studying, I can say it's basically like SPM, where you learn from past papers. I mean, that's what I did. Learn from past papers, you know, learn the questions, like how they ask you, and then improvise yourself from that.
Would you say there was a big jump going from A levels to SPM?
It is a bit subjective because in SPM you took nine, I mean, like I took nine subjects, while in A levels I took only three subjects. Yeah, definitely the course would be a bit harder. I think for me personally, I think it is much easier to handle than SPM. You have this app, like let's say if you want to learn about like past papers, right? There's this app on App Store, like it's called Rove Papers, and yeah, it's all the past papers like throughout the years, so you can just learn from your phone, you know, like it's mobile. So that's why I think it's easy. Like let's say for SPM, you need to buy the books, like, or maybe teacher provide you with some papers and you do it by hand.
Right. How was life like in KMB?
It is fun. Yeah, it's not that modern, but I really like it.
By modern, do you mean the facilities?
Yeah, the facilities. I mean, I don't care about the facilities. Some people might care. I mean, like if you want to compare KMB with KY or maybe KDU, Taylor's, yeah, it's definitely different, right? But then I believe that when you want to grow, when you want to be better, you need to be outside of your comfort zone. I look at positively. I don't look at like, oh, this is an obstacle. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. Like what I said just now, every excuse you make is someone else's opportunity to be ahead of you.
So, what was your fondest memory in KMB?
Yeah, I had really good teachers though. Even though at night sometimes they come to the class. I mean, like they make classes and just teach about any topics that you are not good at. So I cherish them the most. Besides, I also have really good classmates. Yeah, we have like, let's say in a class would be around 15 people. All of us might have like the same way of thinking, the same way of logical thinking. Like let's say because like I'm taking engineering, right? You know, it's easy for you to learn. Let's say sometimes if I don't know about a topic, I can just ask my friends because like, yeah, they're clever.
So, are there any friends you would like to shout out in this video?
Danny, Uze, Shabil, and Amma, and Cory.
So, how did you do for A levels?
I mean, Alhamdulillah, I got 3 A stars out of 3 subjects.
So, Harris, you're a master's student in UCL, right? Can you remind us what you do?
Yeah, I'm doing chemical engineering in UCL. It's called a master's degree. Yeah, it's an advanced degree, but then in here in the UK itself, you are qualified as a master's student for job applications.
Oh, so you need a master's for job applications.
It depends. Let's say the qualification would want a postgraduate, then I can't apply for that because like I'm considered an undergraduate, but with a master's qualification.
Oh, can you explain the difference?
For MEng, right, to be exact, it's only like 9 months from let's say October till June. But let's say if you take MSc, it's exactly 1 year. Where if you start in September, you will end in the next September. So that's the difference. So let's say throughout the whole year in MSc, right, first 9 months you will study for the exam, and the final 3 months, which is during the summer, you will do your thesis. Yeah, the difference is that for MEng, we did our thesis alongside the studying journey when we studied about exams. So that's the difference between MEng and also MSc. So you want to know, right, for us Malaysian students studying in the UK, our journey is a bit different than those studying engineering in Malaysia, because like let's say the board of engineers in Malaysia, they recognize engineers, like let's say if they have a degree in 4 years. So let's say if we took only bachelors in engineering, in the UK would only require 3 years, and we wouldn't be qualified as an engineer in Malaysia. So that's why we have to opt for a master's degree.
And why did you choose to do chemical engineering? Were there other engineering courses that you considered?
No, I wasn't considering other options. I was just looking forward for chemical engineering. During the start of my journey, I was planning to work in an oil and gas industry because like I like to see those interactions, those chemical interactions and stuff, you know?
Just to follow up, you said that you initially wanted to be in oil and gas.
Yeah.
So has your plans changed now?
After I got an internship at a bank in London, I think the finance industry intrigues me more because like I mean I'm handling something more meaningful. It is crucial, like let's say if you handle money, right? I mean I like handling money. I think that is much more interesting than oil and gas for me personally.
Can you tell us how you landed an internship in the financial services industry in London?
So I started my first internship during the end of my third year. When I applied, let's say for Malaysians, we can apply through Grad 1. Also, I applied to some companies in the UK through LinkedIn or maybe GradCracker.
What did you enjoy the most in your internship?
When I applied to some internships, to some companies, one of the companies that I got was Maybank London. Firstly, I find it intriguing because in my engineering background, they are heavily learning on AI, machine learning, you know. That is very useful, I think, for any industries that wants to change digitally. And when I started working as an intern at Maybank London, they were actually in the process of transforming themselves. I can say that I was a part of it. I find it interesting because like let's say I handle my money, but then I can still use my logical thinking to like make codes or maybe you know to digitalize processes to help.
And you said that you were part of the transformation in Maybank London, right?
Yeah.
Could you elaborate on what you did during your internship?
Most of the tasks in Maybank London were done by paper. So I digitalized the processes. If you apply to open an account, right, you would have to apply to let's say Form A, Form B, Form C, and da da da. But then most of the forms would require you to make redundant stuff. Like let's say you fill your name, your IC number, your address, and so on. I just simplify the process by making a master document. When an applicant fills in the master document form, all other forms at the back end will be automatically filled.
That sounds like very high impact work for an intern, right?
To be honest, as an intern, you don't have much to do. I just find that I wanted to help. I just don't want to waste my time. So I wanted to show that I can do something.
So did this lead to a conversion offer?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah. After my internship, they offered me to work part-time while I'm doing my master's.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you're doing a executive level job part-time while you're doing your masters.
Yeah. During masters, you won't have classes every day, right? During the day that I don't have classes, then Maybank would call me to come into the office, you know, to help them.
What advice would you give to someone who's gonna start their first intern job?
Come on, guys, don't just make coffee, you know? Don't just make coffee for your bosses, do something. You need to show what you are capable of. Trust in yourself, you can do it. Don't be lazy.
And how would you suggest that they show what they are capable of?
You don't care about what other people say about you. You just do what you think you want to do. And the most important thing is if you do something right, some of the colleagues in that department or in your working area might see it as a plus, you know, and might support you with that. And maybe you can go further with that, you know.
Do you have any other offers from any other industries?
Like but then most of the companies that I've applied for is finance, like that area, insurance, takaful, and yeah, mostly finance. One of the main reasons because I have an intern in a bank, right? So I think it's more applicable to apply for banks and maybe the finance industry.
Why is it that you've decided to work for a Malaysian company in London?
As an intern, I can say that I was at least unlucky because I didn't get any other offers from other companies. But let's say post studying, so most of the companies I've applied to, like I can say 200 plus companies in the UK, in London. But then I've gotten like less offers into the final stage interviews. In some of the cases where I've passed the interviews, and then they said they couldn't give that offer to me because like of my visa. Yeah, having a visa in London, yeah, that might be a big obstacle for us Malaysians or maybe for any immigrants in the UK. Just like let's say if you are good, their people, their own people, which is considerably good, yeah, they might just take their people because like they don't have to pay for their visa, you know. So that is a bit of an obstacle unless maybe you have something that other people don't have.
So would you say to someone who's looking to convert to a job in the UK that this worker visa is the biggest obstacle they have to getting a job here?
Yeah, getting a skilled worker visa would be the biggest obstacle. But then, like back in mine, Malaysian students in the UK, you can apply for a graduate visa after you finish studying. That may last for about 2 years, which means you pay for your own visa for the 2 years. And then after 2 years, if you work really well, then if the company finds that, "Oh, okay, you're doing good, I want to sponsor your visa," then
I just want to circle back on something interesting you said just now. So you said that in UCL, the course was very heavy on AI.
yeah.
Could you elaborate on how exactly they integrated AI into their teaching?
So the most impactful year in AI industry is during my final year, during my master's year. Most of the subjects that I was taking was about AI, like let's say data driven modeling. They teach us about how to make neural networks, let's say ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a form of neural networks, if I'm not mistaken.
Is this why you chose UCL? Because of its emphasis on AI?
I mean, no, during our years, 2021, 2020, we don't know about AI. I mean, even during my first year at uni, I mean, like, I haven't heard about AI until 2022, until the end of 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I've heard good things about UCL from my seniors from SASA. Yeah, it's a good uni to live in. They have, like, a good work-life balance, you know?
So your final year was AI heavy because you made it that way. Is that correct?
Yeah, I chose the subjects, the modules.
All right. And does that mean your final year dissertation is also AI based?
Yeah, I chose the dissertation topic to be AI based. Like me and my friend Uzar, we took an AI based modeling inside the pharmaceutical sector. So what we did was process control and monitoring for granules in the pharmaceutical sector to control the product moisture. We make the controller to be AI based, to be data driven based on input output data. And the name of the data driven technique is dynamic mode decomposition with control. And so it's basically like a linear state space representation of a nonlinear system.
So that was a very technical explanation. For the 17-year-old's benefit, right? Just fresh out of SPM, could you explain what its practical applications are in real life?
Okay, let's say the topic, it might be about the pharmaceutical sector, but then the concept, data driven modeling for a control strategy, that can be applied to any industry. You know, let's say if you have any input data and also any output data, you can train the model. You know, you train the DMDC, the dynamic mode decomposition with control model, train it so that it create a state space representation to give a picture about what is the relation between an input and an output. If you know the relation, then you might know how to increase the output and stuff, you know.
So, Harish, I would say you're a very dynamic person. You keep abreast with very current technological changes. If you were to give an advice to someone who's looking to choose their course after SPM right now, and they really want something that's current, something that's going to change the world in the future, what would you give to them as an advice?
Yeah, take AI, take anything that's related to AI, you know, because I believe that in 10 years' time, Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, might be the richest person in the world. Oh, to learn about AI, it's very easy, guys. You know, you can just search up on YouTube. They're very good. I mean, you can easily understand what they're saying. Yeah, they teach you step by steps, and it's not that hard because, like, let's say for me to just only start about, I mean, learning AI in my fourth year, that is also hard because, like, I just started. I never know about Python actually. I mean, I've heard about Python, but I've never trained myself before.
So you self-learned Python in your final year, and you made your thesis about Python with Python like as a main component of it.
Yeah, I made Python as a main component of it.
So Harris, you're approaching graduation soon. What would you say was your fondest memory in UCL or in the UK so far?
Like the experience that I made, you know, met a lot of people, met good friends, met people from different continents of the world. I get to see what other people think. Like I can say that the way, let's say, the Malaysians think and the way people from other countries think is a bit different. I'm trying to find the best in between all those things.
Okay, Harris, we're nearing the end of our interview. To wrap it up, could you just describe your journey Lepas Sekolah in 3 words?
Breakthrough, build, and become.
All right, that's the end of our interview. Thanks a lot.
I'm Harez Rafi, and this is Lepas Sekolah.